Okay, so here we are. We're going to do our handlebar swap. I have my 4 mil and 2.5 mil for the brake levers and the grips. Like I said before, the stock bars are 730. They're okay, a little bit short for me. So we're going to go ahead and swap it out for this Chromag 780 mil bar. So what we want to do is we're going to start at the grips here. Oh, and by the way, as you can see, I don't have my work stand. I'm visiting my folks here in Mass, so I am minus a stand. Alright, so first things first, you're going to want to, now if you have just regular grips, a tip you can do there is if you have an air compressor, the easiest way is with an air compressor, and you would just take the nozzle, like if my finger is the nozzle, peel it back a little bit, shoot some air in there, and the grip is just going to shoot right off. But with these lock-on grips, we're just going to go ahead and loosen our 2.5 mil. And then these guys are just going to pretty much slide right off. There we go. Okay. Take our grips off the end here. Set those down. Okay, and now we're going to take our 4 mil. And we're going to loosen our brakes and shifters here. Pretty much just going to slide right off. Cool thing about this is, for those of you that are swapping new takeoff parts, is that you can pretty much resell them as new, compensate some of the price of your new parts that you got. Okay, and there we go. Of course, the front brake's not attached yet, so that's just going to be set aside. And there we go. So there is our stock 730 bar, safety warnings and all. I'm just going to set these guys aside. And it's also a good idea with these face plates, usually with a new bar, we can take the screws out to their max limit, like that. Not too far. And sometimes, not always, but depending on the design of the stem, we can slip the new bar right in. So let's go ahead and get our new bar. There we go. That's more like it. Nice full 780 length. I've tried 800s before. A bit too long for me. I prefer 780 is about the sweet spot for me. Being new, all the bolts come greased, which is nice. If you're doing this on an older bike, what you'd want to do is take the bolts out individually, clean them, just put a quick swab of grease on them. Park tool grease works great. White lightning grease is another very very good grease to use on bolts, and we're just going to run it in. One thing you want to do on stems, if you want to get a shot of that here, is from the stem to the faceplate, you want to make sure that the gap between the faceplate and the stem is even on the top and the bottom. And of course, it's also ideal if you have a torque wrench as well. And then we want to center up the marks here, which is going to be right between those two white marks there. And we're just going to kind of loosely fit them in, and then when we put the front wheel on, we'll get our final adjustment of bar placement. So we're just gonna set those in there for now. Again, just a basic tightening down just so they kind of stay in place while we do the rest of the bike. And then to finish up, of course, we're gonna put back on our brake levers. Just set that in kind of a downward semi-neutral position for now. Take our grip, and I'm kind of a logos kind of facing up type person. I like everything to be nice and fit there like that. And again, we're just going to leave that loose because when we put the wheel on, it's going to change everything. So we're just going to give it a snug tight for now, just so everything stays in place. Okay, This is here for the dropper. We'll get to that. And last but not least, we have our shifter and brake cables, which hopefully, let's see if we can maybe sneak a little bit of the cable here. Just, we don't want to stretch it too much, but we can usually get away with that, like that, there. There we go. And then we'll just slide on like that. And same with the brake lever. Here we go. And those guys will slide on. And last but not least, our grip. So there we go. And that is how you change a set of handlebars. Cool. See you next video.